questions. Not a lot this time because I want you to have more time to discuss and then more time to also report back. Okay? Question number 1. Friends, family, or relatives with needs come and ask for money because that's what we do. How do you say no? What do you do? How do you say no? Can you say no? Okay, that's the question number 1. Question number 2. Are women or wives, your wife, are they equal partners or part of you in your business? Or they're just extra mouths to feed, they're just another problem for you? You don't see them as partners. Then the last question is, how do you handle or manage finances or resources that are designated? So, please try, as I say, please try and say as much as you can. Don't give me short answers. I want to make sure that we are engaging mentally or cerebrally. And then you come back and be prepared to give feedback. Okay? Then let's go into those groups there, into those 5 groups. Thank you.
Mutu wayamba uko ukuyambaza abalemi azatu.
The first question that is talking about relatives and friends. For some of us, how we can respond to that their needs. Because we don't manage to communicate to them to say no. We just communicate to them to say, as of now, I've already used the money that I had. According to the season, if it's the planting season, you communicate to them to say, I've already bought fertilizer. If the season to pay school fees, then just communicate to them to say, I've paid the school fees for the kids. Some of people in our group, they say they do manage to say no.
So, 2.
Then number 2. The one that is talking about the women and the wives, are we equal partners in our businesses? Some they said yes, they are equal partners in the business, and some. So whatever that they agree with their businesses, they look at the women as important also in their business. Some they said no because some of the wives, they are shy to be involved in those kind of businesses. Some they said because of their behavior, they are not just satisfied with their wives, they also like to approach other wives, so they will not be free if they are working together with their wife. So that's why they don't want their wives to work together with them.
So number 3,
The third one, the one that is talking about how do we handle the designated finances or resources. Some we say we use that designated money according to the how we have planned it, but some they say they don't manage according to different problems that they come on their way. Because they might be saving the money that they want to buy a land, but now there might be someone that is sick or there's funeral, so they end up using the money for that. Or sometimes when the business is not going forward according to the season.
Number 1.
We cannot manage to say no because we don't want to disappoint them. We are afraid of tomorrow if we also are in need.
Number 2.
The second one. Yes, it's very important.
Let's say
because if you are sick or maybe you have gone somewhere, then the wife can continue running the business. But sometimes sometimes it's not good to involve the women in the business because sometimes they do have their underneath budget that they do without consulting the husband. Some of the women, they don't have plans, good plans.
Number 3.
The third one. Most of the time we don't manage with our finances, designated finances, because of the things that just come on our way. Sometimes because of sickness, funeral, or sometimes you don't have enough food. Tamaliza. Ground Samarida.
Caretaker said, "Deu uma olhada ali."
Caretaker or undertaker, okay.
The first one. Sometimes we respond to them to say, let me think about it. Because most of the time, if you just answer immediately to say no, there might be an enmity between you.
The second one.
As my
kwambiri timangoatenga ngati amene timadyetsa pafumo ngati apo timayikamvulana
Most of the time we look at the women and the wives as just as the kids, to say there's also another that is extra mouth to feed. The third one.
In terms of cash, we make sure that it is used on intended purposes.
Tima esesa kuti grandchildren malingana ndi ndondomeko yake imene tinayikira.
Number 5.
Group number 5.
Chisomo
group.
So yamalo.
The first question.
Ngati mbale wathu.
If our relative
akutipempha budget yathu ndalama zathu ngatisali budget yathu.
If our relative is asking something and that relative is not in our budget, we will respond to them to say no.
For number 2,
the second one, we have responded to say yes.
Now business yathu.
We are together with the wives in our business. Because most of the time, we as men, we do have a lot of activities that happens. When we are sick, we are not there, we have gone away. If we have not trained the wife in our business, that means that business will stop there. We are supposed to work together with them, so that when we are not there, then the business can continue.
For number 3,
the way we handle with our designated finances and resources. Sometimes it's not just investing the money or depositing the money into the bank, but buying the things and keep the things, so that in future you can use it. Because if we have just kept that money, if anything comes, that means we can use it for anything. So we can also have a good warehouse so that we can keep everything that we are buying.
This is Gemini Group.
Gemini.
Group 4.
Group 4.
Group number 4.
On the question number 1. We say no because you have already made the budget. And we managed to say no. On question number 2.
Yes, you will.
Oh, number 1. Oh, I was speaking about it. Number 1. Number 2. Yes, we have those women who just not participating. It is already in our culture that women are not very winners. That even the women themselves, they believe in that. So they are not even interested to join us.
kuna kuti sakhala nchilakulawo kapena chikhumbokhumbo chokhala nafe limodzi business.
That it's our responsibility to feed them.
Kuti ndiudindo wathu kuti tiwadyese.
So we don't have something to complain about it.
Nde ifeyo sitimadandaula zimene zonse.
On question number 3.
Yachitatu,
The money should be budgeted
drama ipena kuti ipangidwe ndondomeko yake.
and exactly program, not breaking the plan.
Kuna kuti mene taipangira kuti tigwirisira ntchito chakuti tisaleke kugwirisira ntchito iyi chifukwa china yake chachitika.
Because if we do so, this can also affect our plan and our business.
Kwa tikamangosintha nde kuti zikhudzaso business komanso ndi ndondomeko zimene tayakhazikisa.
I think for other part, my friends can also remind me what we discussed.
Mwina ngati ndayiwalapo zina pagulu lathu lomukhoza lukunenapo.
Again, I want to say something that maybe, yeah, it's important to say it.
Ndiye ndifuna ndikambe china chake chimene chili chabwino yofunikira kukamba.
When we go to discuss in our groups,
Tikapita kukakambirana m'magulu mwathu.
I don't want you to come here and tell me what I call classroom answers.
Sindikufuna mukapita kukakambirana mubwerese mayankho oti aklasi ayi.
I don't want you to tell me what you think will be nice for me to hear.
Sindikufuna mundiuze zinthu zimene nomuganiza kuti ambewe aja asemene akufuna iyo ndichi ndiye ndikapa semene
Do you understand what I'm saying?
mukumvesa zimene ndikunena.
Why?
Chifukwa chani?
Because that doesn't change you.
Zimenezo zongonena kuti mwina ambewe akuyanga nase sizingakusintheni.
You see, this question
Mafunso awo
is a question that's relevant.
ndi mafunso a zinthu zoti zikuchitika siku ndi siku pamoyo wathu.
It's based on the real life situations that are happening every day, when we live, wherever we live.
Zimachitika siku ndi siku kuti m'madera amene ife tikuchokera.
So don't say you will say no when you know it's not easy to say no.
Osanena kuti achibale akabwera ndi vuto ndi manena kuti ayi pamene wewe ukuziwa kuti ayiyo sumatulusa pakamwa
Don't
pako.
say that you will say you have made a budget when you don't have a budget.
Osanena kuti ayine budget ndikayika bwino sinimayisunda chonseyo ndi budget yomwe sukhala nayo.
Don't make a list of reasons
Osayika zifukwa zako.
and say I want to pay school fees because you're lying.
Osanena soboza kuti ndalama ndapereka fees chonseyo maboza fees yomwe sosunapereka.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Ndikupesesa.
Okay, so there are two people who spoke to me about this. They said this is a big problem.
Izoto sulitangozicho sapena pake zona kuna kuti anthu azidandaula kuti izizi zomachitika siku ndi siku.
How do we say no?
Kodi tinganene bwanji ayi pamene achibale akwera ndi mavuto kwa ife.
Can we say no?
Kodi tingakwanise kwauza kuti ayi.
Because what I was describing in the lectures is exactly what happens. I'm not making these stories up. This is Africa. This is how we live.
Zimene ndimaphunzitsa mamandi zimene zimachitika ndimene ife timakhalira.
So, Glory, can you just repeat what you said to me? Can you tell me what the comment was?
Tanena anitu zichamumanena zija.
Do you want to come up here? So we don't have to swing the camera around.
Bwere kuti mutifotokozere bwino bwino tipesese.
So, Glory was introduced to you on Wednesday, yesterday.
Ndeno zulo anationesera Glory.
She's part of the team at Kings Real Estate.
Nakuti tugirane ntchito limodzi tu ku Kings Real Estate.
She finished university where? Last year where she was studying architect.
Chaka chatatu ndi chimene twamaliza maphunziro awo ku skulu ya Kachenjede.
So tell me what happened.
Ndiye tatilongosweni zidachitika ndi chani.
As soon as I finished and my relatives, the number where do my dates over because of ever no good now.
As soon as when I finished my school, then my relatives started coming to me to say, now you have finished school, we can start now eating your money. So every day they were asking me for unis and this and that, and I was not even working, I'd just finished school.
Yeah? Thank you very much. Now, remember what I said in the lecture earlier on, that the moment one member of the family starts to rise, they are pulled down by others. Do you see that? So she came to me and said, how do you say no? Elder, do you feel free to share with me what you say to me? You don't have to say the details, you don't have to say the details, but just say a little bit.
I've just retired
on 28 February,
on 28 February.
retire.
You know when you have just retired, you do have money, the pension money. So then my wife said we need to do something. She had good plans to build a house, and then also relatives started coming with needs. Then you start now hiding. It's true what Shepard was saying. Saying in our culture, in African culture, when the moment they know that you have money, they do have a lot of questions, people. They expect that you help them.
Okay. Thank you very much. So this question then becomes a pertinent question. How do you say no? People will ask, please don't lie. We are not encouraging you to lie here. Remember we say we are people of the book. And our guest speaker, Andrew Mashanda, said something about how righteousness exalts a nation. When people are pursuing righteous living, God blesses them. So the point here, I'm trying to stretch your minds, your way of thinking, to realize that we are forced, in our culture, we are forced to tell lies, to try and protect our resources, to try and hide our money. And the result is that we live outside of our means. We live beyond expectations. We are pressured to live the way we are not able to live. So we have to ask the question again, what is the answer? What do you do? How do you say no? Can you say no? So first of all, let me say, yes, you can. Number one, yes, you can say no. Especially if you know yourself, if you know who you are. That's why this talk, I am starting from the roots, from the culture, from understanding ourselves.
ndiye ndipake ndikuchokera pachikhalidwe kuzimvesesa kuna kuti ifeyo ndindani
So we can identify ways in which we need to change.
kuna kuti tipezetu madera kapena njira zimene ife tikhoza kusinthira.
If I say to you, you need to change,
Ndikangokuza ndikuti mukuyenera musinthe.
change what?
Musinthe chani?
If you don't know who you are,
ndiye ngati simukuzidziwa kuti ine ndine ndani,
what you are,
chimene uli
or where you've come from,
kapena kumene ukuchokera,
how are you going to change?
ndiye iweyo usintha bwa
What are you going to change?
usintha chani?
It's the same as saying at the end of this lecture, if I say to you, I want you to go and finish the work that I gave you.
Ndi chimozimozi pakuthawa phunziro pathu nkukuwuzani kuti mukamalize ntchito ndakupasani.
You'll ask, when did he give us the work? Which work is he talking about?
Kodi ntchito anatipasa liti, ntchito yake ndiyo imene akunena kuti tikamalize.
Do you understand what I'm saying here?
Mukumvesesa zimene ndikunena.
But if we know where we are coming from,
Tikadziwa kumene tikuchokera,
that's why I was describing the African culture
chifukwa chake ndimamba kulongosola chikhalidwe cha kwathu muno kwa
and how we relate to resources or finances.
komanso kuno timachita bwanji ndi zachuma ndi zinthu zimene tili nazo.
Then we can be able to go to that specific area and say, this is where I need to change.
Ndiye tikhoza kupita ndi tikuchimenera kuti modera limene ndikuyenera kusintha ndili.
You see, if you go to a doctor and you're sick,
Mukudziwa ukapita kwa dotolo kuti ukudwala,
you don't just say, I'm sick.
sumangouza dotolo kuti ndadwala.
And then the doctor must guess what exactly wrong with you.
Ndiye adotolo aganize kuti amene inde kuti gulu ake ndi chani.
Have you noticed that the doctor starts by asking you, when exactly did you start feeling sick?
Kodi mudamva dokotela amamba kufunsa kodi mwamba kumva kudwala liti?
Have you had this problem before?
Kodi vuto limeneli mbuyo munali nalo?
And when this happens, what else happens?
Ndiyeno mukati vuto likayamba chimachitika ndi chani?
He must build a case
Akuyenera kuti afufuze zonse kuno
to
bwino.
understand exactly what is happening for him to be able to say, this is where the problem is.
Kuti cholinga dotolo amvesese bwino komanso ndikuzindika ho vuto likuchokera apa.
It's the same thing with our problems with money. We need to understand where we are coming from, where these problems are coming
Ndi
from.
chimozimozi tu ndi ndalama tikuyenera tidziwe kuti kodi vuto likuchokera kutiko ife tichokeranso kuti.
Can you say no?
Kodi mungakwanise kunena kuti ayi
Yes.
inde mutokwanisa.
How?
Ndiyeno ndinganene bwanji kuti ayi.
You need to find your security
Mukuyenera upeze chitetezo chako
in who you are as a person.
chimene iweyo uli ngati munthu.
Don't pretend to be someone else or something else.
Iweyo usaziyese kuzifanizira ndi munthu ina kapena china chake.
So I'm a welder.
Ineyo ndiotcherera.
I don't have the kind of money that my friends think I have.
Ineyo ndilibe ndalama zochuluka zimene anzanga amaganizo kuti ndili nazo.
So why should I pretend that I have a lot of money?
Ndiye ndiziyenereze bwanji kuti ndili ndalama zochuluka chifukwa cha ndikena
Many people do this. That's why sometimes it's hard to say no.
And-
Because you want to remain up here. People in their heads put you up here and you want to stay there.
anthu m'malingero mwawo amakwika pamwambapo amene iwe suli pamwamba ndipo mafuna uzike pamwambapo ndesu ukwanisa kunena kuti ayi.
So you can say yes. How? Because you want to be honest.
Iweyo khoza kunena kuti inde kodi ufuna kuti ukhale woona mtima.
You want to be a person of integrity.
Ufuna ukhale munthu kuti okhazikika pa mawu amene wayankhula.
You want to be known for exactly who you are.
Ufuna anthu akudziwe iweyo chimene uli ndi pamene uli.
So again, can you say yes? No? Yes, you can say no.
Kodi utha kunena kuti ayi inde zotheka kunena kuti ayi.
How do you say no? By being honest.
Kodi unganene kuti ayi bwanji pakuzeratu pakuona mtima.
Honest yourself. You don't have to create stories to lie. We are not encouraging lies here. Please
Ukhale woona
understand that.
mtima wekha osanena boza sitikulimbikisa boza.
We talked a lot about this last year, about how in our culture we lie and we think it's normal.
Ndiyeno tidakamba chaka chathu ti muchikhalidwe chathu timangonama ndeti maganiza kuti kunamakwa ndimene zimakhalira.
We are not encouraging that.
Siti ukulimbikisani
So
boza.
you say no to somebody. Why? You say, why can't you help? I don't have. That's the truth, I don't have.
ndiye notina kuti ayi ndiye akuziva chifukwa chanena kuti ndalamayo ndilibe kuti
Is it a crime that I don't have?
ndiye nokodi ndi mulandu kuti ndalama ndilibe.
But you are my friend. Yes, you are my friend, but I don't have. At the moment you've come when I don't have.
iwe ndi nzanga umekuti ndiwe ndi nzanga koma ndalama panopo ndikuthandize
But I saw a big customer paying you just now.
ndinaona iwe patakuda kukabasa ndalama.
Now I understand why you've come. Now let me explain to you. That money, yes, he's paying me, but I have this. Then you start talking about your plans or your budget. If it's necessary to do that.
ndiye nonzakocha kana kuti naona munthu akupasa ndalama business yako umuwuza kuti khala pansi ndikufotokoze
Understand that?
ndikumvesesa.
This is something that you build.
ndi chinthu chimene umene kuti umangepo ndithu.
In my family,
ineyo banja langa
there are some, not everybody, but there are some who know me for this.
pali ena osati onse koma ena amandiziwa pa
And
zimenezi.
do you know what they say?
mumaziwa zimene amanena.
They say, if Shepard says no, he doesn't have, it's true, he doesn't have.
ndi amanena kuna kuti Shepard akana kuna kuti ayi ndalama alibe nzona tide kuti alibe.
Do you understand that?
ndikumvesesa.
Because they know that if I have it and I want to help, I will help. But I'm not going to be pressured. I'm not going to be forced. It has to be something that I can afford or I can manage.
amadziwa kuna kuti ngati ndili nazo ineyo ndoti ndimawathandiza koma ngati ndilibe ndiye kuti sangandikakamize kuti sindingakwanise.
So learn to tell the truth. It's very important.
tiphunzire kunena choonadi.
We are teaching each other biblical principles here.
ifeyo tikuphunzitsani ndondomeko za mmawa mulungu.
Learn to tell the truth according to the teachings of this book.
tikanene choonadi malingana ndi mmene baibulo limanenera.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 27.
Matthew chapter 5 verse ya 27.
That's your verse for this number 1. Matthew chapter 5, verse 27. What does it say?
Matthew 5 verse ya 27.
Who knows?
amanena kuti chani verse imeneyo.
Jesus speaking,
ndi Yesu Kristu akuyankhula.
and he says, let your yes be yes,
anakuti inde wanu akhale inde,
and your no be no.
ayi wanu akhale ayi.
So here's another reason why you can say no.
poto chifukwa chake tutachipeza chimene unganene kuti ayi.
You are allowed to say no.
iweyo tumaloledwa kunena ayi.
You understand that?
ndikumvesesa.
Because Andrew Mashanda said we are citizens of the kingdom of God first and citizens of our nation second.
abana kusana de bank na kuna kuti ifeyo ndi anthu a ufumu wakumwamba choyambirira kenakono anthu akumaziko lapansi pano.
We are children of God first before we are children of Malawi.
ifeyo ndi ana a mulungu choyambirira tisanakhale ana a Malawi.
So our culture comes underneath the teaching of the word of God.
chikhalidwe chathu chimene chakhale pansi tu pa chiphunzitso cha mawu a mulungu.
Not the other way around, that culture is here and the word of God is underneath. This is where we have problems.
chikhalidwe pamwamba baibulo pansi ndio tikhani mavuto.
So I want to repeat this. You are allowed to say no. The word of God says that. Let your yes be yes and your no be no.
mumaloledwa kunena ayi poti mawu a mulungu akunena kuti inde wanu akhale inde ndipo ayi wanu akhale ayi.
Did you hear that, Glory?
mwamva zimenezo Glory.
I'm not working. I've just finished school. I'm sorry. I can't help you. I can't buy you airtime.
ndangomaliza umene skulu ntchito sindinayambe pepani mwenisi sindingakugulireni.
And as you build that honesty, it will become part of your character. People will know you for being an honest person.
ndiye ukakhodwa yamba zimenezo anthu amakudziwa kuti munthu widi amakhala woona mtima.
Are we clear on that?
Yes.
What about the second one?
yachiwiriyo funso lachiwiriro.
I was worried by some of the answers I had here.
ineyo tu zinandikhuza tu ndi mayankho ena munali nawo pa namba 2.
There were some good answers, but there were some very worrying answers here.
padali mayankho abwino komanso mayankho dandaulisa.
And maybe the question is not clear in some people's heads.
mwina ena sadali mvesese funsolo.
But let me just say this very quickly.
ndiye ndinene izi.
I'm not saying that your wife should be with you in the workshop.
sindikunena kuti akazi anu apezeke nanu ku workshop kuja.
This word which I use here, partner,
maona kuna kuti kukhalira limodzi business.
I mean not in business. Your wife is your partner, your wife is your friend.
ndiye mkazi wako ndi nzako ndithu mbali imodzi ya iweyo.
I'm laughing because in Mozambique,
ndikuseka kwadi ku Mozambique
when I was working with a lot of people, most of them Christians,
ndimene ndimagwira ntchito ndi anthu ambiri ozichoti akhristu
and if I gave them forms to fill,
ndikawapasa fomu kutoti fomu iyi mulembe
and in the section where it said your next of kin,
ndiye tikanena kuna kuti wachibale,
if something happens to you, who is your next of kin? Who should know first?
ndiye china chake chikati chachitika kodi wachibale amene akuyenera aziwisidwe
They never put their wives. Never.
azikazawo tusamayikapo mayina.
Never. Okay. So the Mozambicans that I worked with amongst the Sela people never put their wives on the form as their next of kin.
ndiye anthu aku Mozambique amene nagwira nawo ntchito samalemba zina la mkazi onekana chinenge chakhuli chachitika akuyena zaziwiside ndi ndani ndiye samalemba zina la mkazi wawo.
They used to say, she's not related to me. She's not part of me.
amene si m'bale wanga amene si mbali imodzi ya ine.
Is that the mentality here? Is that the way you think?
kodi malingero athu maganiza choncho mwatishani ndayankhani timve.
Is that how you think?
ndimene timaganizira.
Kazi si mbele wao.
It's true.
Kazi si mbele wao.
The wife is not palliative.
When you die, who is going to inherit your business or your wealth or whatever you have? In Mozambique, they say, my relatives will come. What about your wife? Oh, no. Exactly. And I hear that in some of the answers here, I'm hearing that. The next question is, so she's not your next of kin. She is not going to inherit your things. What about how much you earn? Do you tell your wife how much you earn? No. No. They don't even know anything. They don't know anything. Final question on that one. So, why did you marry her? There's more. Washing for you. That's a good one. What do you What does the Bible say? You see, this is where our mentality needs to change. The Bible says, male and female, He made them in His image. As far as God is concerned, there is no difference. And what God is looking for is for us to understand that and apply it in how we live our lives every day. even in our businesses.
Angakhale tu mu business yathu.
We went to one area, I won't tell the name, but I'm going to tell you this full story.
Ndiye tinapita dera lina sindikuza nikuti dera lake liti koma ndikuza ni nkhani.
And we were encouraging you, the participants, to come to this seminar.
Ndiye tidakulimbikisani niyo kuti mubweretu muzapange no maphunziro.
And we began to hear stories.
Ndiye tidayamba kumva nkhani.
Stories which I want to be honest with you, say they made me feel very sad.
Nkhani zimene zinandipangise naye kukhumudwa.
We were told that, listen, we can't come to the seminar.
Adatuza mumvesese sitibwera ku maphunziro.
Because if we come to the seminar,
tikabwera ku maphunziro,
our businesses don't make any money.
Tikabwera ku maphunziro ndoti business yathu sitikupanga siku limeneyo.
And we lose money.
Ndiye kuti ndalama zoti kanapanga siku limeneyo sitikhala nazo.
And our children start to suffer.
Ana athu ayamba kuvutika.
And our wives go hungry.
Ndiye azimayi so nawo akhala ndi njala.
And the boys that we live here, they do their businesses privately, and when we come back, they tell us they never made any money. They cheat, they lie to us.
Tidawalemba ntchito awawa akapanga ndalama takhoti palibepo amatinamiza kuti siku limeneyo sikunabwere makastomala.
What is the problem? There is a problem. I'm not saying there's no problem. There is a problem. What exactly is the problem? I want to hear solutions. Because I'm tired of people saying, but you know the problem is, I want to hear what the solution is. I can't bring a solution all the time. I want to hear what is your solution.
Most of us in our workshops, we do have our relatives that are working with us. So if I'm not there, there's no one that can oversee them.
So your own relatives are the ones who lie to you and cheat you.
So it's your only
Any other? Micro solutions. Remember, micro solutions. Every day, no change. Every day, no change. In Mozambique, I used to watch a man pushing a bicycle full of charcoal, bags of charcoal. I'm not exaggerating, more than 30 kilometers pushing in sand. Every day. Every year. No improvement. No change. Nothing. That's what we are describing. Micro solution. So, what is the answer? You're telling me the problem. What is the answer? I want to know what is the solution to the problem you described. Time is not on my side, so let me quickly go through this. Part of the answer is this. Yeah, the answer. I want the answer. I know the solution.
Ineyo ndinaona ngale kwa ugaza naona kuti ansala yake chifukwa yaje situ kupita pasogolo chifukwa kuti nangasi timakaikira malomoti tili kuno kupita kunyumba tikapeza kuti atipangira zinthu ndalama ndizi koma timati mwina andibera anje chifukwa yaje situ kupita pasogolo
The answer
ngati pomwepo tikagwira ntchito ndi anthu amene timagwira nawo ntchito.
When we work with the people that we are working together with,
Timapeza kuti mapatsidwe ake mwina ndalama timabera kwambiri.
we don't pay them good salary.
Ndiye tikachokapo iwo ake amapeza
Micro advantage. Yeah.
When we are not there, then they get advantage of stealing from us.
Yeah. Micro advantage.
Ndiye kuti hakuna bezepo mwayi wa ung'ono na ukapata kaunga
Still, you are telling me the problem, no answer.
I have a friend that has minibuses.
Five or so.
He has 5 or more minibuses. Then what he did, he chose one driver to look after all the drivers. So that head driver is the one that collects the money. So even though the owner is aware or wherever that he is, this head driver is the one that will collect the money and then deposit to the account. So because you come out of the bank with the deposit slip. So when he's back, the owner is back, then he just give them the deposit slip.
Let me suggest some solutions. Number one, solution number one. Trust your wife. Trust your wife. Treat her not like a child, but as another adult or a human being. So you say to your wife, listen, madam, I'm going to a seminar and I'm going to leave you in charge of the workshop. The boys will come to you to tell you what is happening. Don't tell them not to do any job without discussing this with you. Tell them to write everything down here. And whatever they receive. You are showing trust in your wife. She doesn't know anything about welding. She's not a welder, but at least you're showing her that you trust her. And so she'll be the one responsible for doing that. She knows the business concern. If it's affected, it affects her, it affects the whole family. So if she steals, she's stealing from herself. That will work. It takes time, but it will work. It's a solution. The problem is if your attitude is, a woman is like a child, she's just a waste of time, you are actually losing out on some of the best brains that God has given to the human race. You think you're clever? But what's so clever about if you steal money from yourself? When you steal money, when you don't tell your wife the truth about how much you earn and you hide some money from yourself, what's so clever about that? You're not clever, you're not smart. So to me, that's solution number one. If you involve your wives and not just treat them as another problem, but you see them as part of the solution. You're moving a step towards something that actually builds your business. The second solution is what he said. Build a team of your young welders. Treat them well. Show them trust. Show them honesty.
mwaonese choonadi chake
Show them integrity.
iweyo khala okhazika pa zimene
They are
umalamula
growing up to become men.
akukula iwo azakhala zibambo
What kind of men do you want them to be?
iye kodi ufuna azakhala zibambo aka mtundu wanja
What kind of example do you want them to see?
kodi zisanzo zimene akuyenera aone ochokera mweni ndi zisanzo zake ziti
That you lie,
kuti umanama
you cheat,
mmanena bodza
you don't pay.
sumalipira ntchito anu.
So yes, they are going to start their own workshop one day and there will be exactly another picture of you, another image of you.
ndiye inde zona akuzayamba workshop yawo sogoko mazapanga ndendende mmapangenizo kwani zimene mnaonera
And then they will also raise another group of
iwonso asakhandenya nyamata
Atabwani. And then it was
And all of them, they are just cheating, teaching them to cheat.
This is what is happening.
This many zimachitika.
Just a minute. You know, I was watching yesterday. I was watching Andrew and James here,
Yes, ndimaona Andrew kunaso James kusogolo kuno.
and I saw a very good partnership, a good team.
Ndinaona tu gulu labwino ndithu timu yabwino.
I could see that Andrew is trusting James.
Ndinatha kuona kuti bwana uselede banki uchama mudalira kwambiri mnyamata anabwera naye uja.
I thought to myself, I will not be surprised to hear one day that James is the CEO of Standard Bank Malawi.
Ineyo ndinalenda ndeka sindisazisimuka ndikazamba kunoti James idu ndikwana mkubwa atu wa Standard Bank siku lina.
And who do I salute when that happens?
Kodi zikazachitika ndisamuyamika ndani zamupanga saluti ndani. Mashanda.
Well done.
Kuti Mashanda.
But I could see he trusts young men.
Ndinaona kunoti anamudalira ndithu kwambiri mnyamata anabwera naye uja.
They are working together as a team.
Akugwira ntchito limodzi itu ngati gulu limodzi.
That's what we need to do in our business.
Zimene tukana tichite tu mabusiness athu.
Build teams.
Tikhale ndi magulu.
If that team includes your wife, include her as a complete person.
Ndiyeno ngati timu yanu kufuna mkazi wanu akhale kuti limodzi mumuyikemo ndithu.
Listen, I heard something very strange here.
Ndinamba china chake tu chimene chinali chodabwisa.
That some of you discussed.
Na mwenu mudakambirana.
Oh, the reason I don't want to involve my wife in my business is because if I want to cheat and she's there, then she will see what I'm doing with other women.
Kuna kuti ufajoni ndineda mbali wokusira ndiye kuti akakhala pompo aziona zoti makonda azimayena.
And then the same mouth says, because women are like children.
Ndiyeno kamweke omwe ikunena kuti azimaya makhangati ana.
Who is like a child here?
Ndiye amene ukhangati mwana abanindani.
Or ananga magaza kufusira kutenje kudziya maningi. Umwana is said.
If you are just approaching otherwise, that means you are childish.
Because the Bible says one woman, one man.
Bible limalongosora bwino mkazi mmodzi mwamuna mmodzi.
If you want to have problems,
ndiye ngati ufuna kukhala ndi mavuto.
yes, fusira.
Then go and approach otherwise.
We will talk about this problem here because we are talking about money.
Ndiye vuto limene tililongosora bwino kwati kukamba nkhani ya ndalama.
And we'll talk about these three horrible things.
Tikamba zinthu zitatu zimene zimakhala zovuta.
Money,
ndalama,
sex,
kugonana,
and power.
komanso mphamvu.
Because we're talking about money.
Chifukwa tikukamba nkhani ya ndalama.
Many people, once they have a little bit of extra money,
ambiri amafuna kendi ndalama ina yake yonjezera.
it means they can afford more women.
Ndiye kuti akhoza kukhala ndi azimayi ambiri.
And that means they have power.
Yeah,
They can control other people. They can control the women.
Ali ndi mphamvu ndithu akhoza mangogona ndi azimayi wina aliyense.
So we are not going to talk about money and then forget these two things. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about sex and power as well.
Tikamba za ndalama, kugonana, komanso mphamvu.
But let me say that it's stupid to think that you're smart if you are a person, a man, who is chasing other women and thinking, I can't have my wife in my business because of that. That's not smart.
Koma
That's not being clever.
tinene kunoti ndikupeperatu kunena kuti sindingamuyike mkazi wanga business funo ndipa ndizifusira azimayena.
Ufa.
Die.
It's not great.
You die.
Huh? Ufa, grinder the greasy man.
You leave the grinder.
Papa say grinder the pan. That was the business. She just like a soup.
And people they will come and get the grinder because you are dead.
I just wanted to add something
Ningofuna ndonjezere china chake
on the same subject about women.
bankhani yomwe yokuza azimayi.
Like in my business,
Ineyo business yanga
at the moment, like Pig Feed Tires. Pig Feed Tires.
ama konza mateyala
Pig feet.
Companies now get Pig Feed Tires.
ndeno companies nake ndi Big Feet Tires. The one that is managing that business is my wife. What I saw
At the moment,
nthawi inoyo
the business is even moving better than the time I was in charge.
business yange apitatu pasogolo kulekana ndi nthawi imene neni mayiyang'anira.
At the moment, I don't even have an office there.
Panopa ine ndibe office ku business wangako.
I moved up with a different office.
Office yange ili kwina.
And my wife is fully in charge of the whole company.
Ndiyeno akazi anga ndamene akuyang'anira bwana ukampani umeneko ndiwo.
Actually, she has even put systems
Akazi anga ikandondomeko m'malo mwake
which are helping that the company should grow and become better.
kuti kampani yotu ikule komanso ichite bwino.
So I just wanted to agree with you that my wife, she is right here.
Mkazi wanga ali hapo.
She's there, and I feel safe and happy. I can do other things. I can think of other things because she is taking care of the business, and the business is even doing better.
Ineyo ndimakhala omasuka komanso otetezedwa kupanga zinthu zina chifukwa akazi anga kuyendesa business ndipo business iyo akuyendesa bwino kuposa ineyo.
Like what Shefani said.
Mmene ambewa amayankhulira.
If we don't use our women,
ngati azikazi athu sitiwapasa ntchito,
we don't know what we are missing.
ndiye sitimadziwa kunoti kusemphana ndi chani.
Because the way women are created by God,
munjira imene azimayi Mulungu adawalengera,
they are so careful.
amakhala osamalisa pochita zinthu.
They don't take unnecessary risk.
Samangotenga zinthu chisawakoti zabwera pa njira yawo.
And they keep the money safe.
Ndalama atu amazisamalira bwinobwino.
It's unlike us, sometimes we use money anyhow. But women, they are very good custodian of money.
Azibambo timango mwaza ndalama koma azimayi amaziwa kusunga bwino ndalama.
So I just want to encourage you.
Ndifuna ndikulimbikitseni.
That is true if we trust our women.
Tizoona ngati ngawadalira azikazi athu.
We are going to live longer.
Tikhalatu nthawi yayitali.
We are not going to have a lot of pressure.
Ndiye kuti silikhala ndi mavuto ambiri.
We are going to avoid my BP and other things.
Ndiye kuti tipewatu BP ndi zinzake.
Thank you very much.
Ziko kwambiri.
Thank you. It's the best example.
Chisanzo cha bwino.
We needed to hear that.
Timayenera kuti timve zimenezo.
So, in your heart, you might be saying,
ndiye mumtima mwanu mukhoza kumayankhula kuti
yeah, but my wife is not like that. The problem is, you have to answer the question, why did you marry her? If you married her just to wash your clothes, well, why didn't you just look for a house girl? When you were saying to her, I love you, I want to marry you, what exactly were you after? Were you looking for a friend to be a partner with you in what you do, or you were just looking for someone to cook for you?
Kodi mene mamuza nkazi uli ndimakuona ndifuna ndikukwatire kodi mayang'ana kuti mufuna nzanu kapena mangofuna munthu kuti azikuphikirani.
You see, Do you notice how it's going back to the history that I told you earlier on?
Mukuona mene zikubwera mbuyo chikhalidwe chathu kaleratu.
That a long time ago, women were needed just for labor. That's what I said.
Kalelo mbuyomo azimayi amangofunika kuti akagwire ntchito kumunda.
When our culture, when our forefathers developed the system of lobola, it was just thinking about how do I get compensated because I've lost labor in my house.
Ndieno atafika makolo kuna kuti azikandira malowolo ifacho nakuti amaganisa kuna kuti abanda kuti ndataya munthu ofunikira kugwira ntchito ndekodi andipepesa bwanji chifukwa cha mwana mutenge kuti akwatire.
You understand? Do you see that?
Tikumpesesa tikuziona
And
zimenezi.
I told you that don't think that I'm just telling you history for the sake of history, but that history is how we live today. I said that.
Ndiendo nakuti sindingokuwuzani nkhani zongokuwuzani ayi koma zikuchitika zoti ndimene tikukhalira lero.
It came here, the answers, women are like children, they're just there for me to feed them. Where did that come from? Today, 2017.
Amangofuna tiziwa yesa. Mwaninga kuti yangu limene 2017.
You're speaking as if you're still in Zwangendaba's village.
Kanga kuti zangalelo zangenda wali moyo.
Do you see the power of our story, where we come from and how it influences what we do?
Kodi tikuona mene kalela tulili mbuyomu ndimene zikuti kuzira lero.
So if you don't stop
ndiye ngati simuyima
and ask yourself real hard questions,
ndikuzifunsa nokha mafunso olimba,
there will be no change
sipakhala kusintha
and there will be no future.
ndekuti sogoloso nalo palibe.
Let me finish with these words
Ndimalize ndi mawu awa
about women and children.
ana ndi azimayi.
The children are your children,
Anawo tu ndi ananu,
and some of them are girls.
ena mwayi wanawo ndi asikana.
And is that how you want them to be raised up?
Kodi ndimene mukufunira kuti anawo akule choncho nyumba mwanumo?
Is that how you want them to be treated also when they are married?
Kodi mukufuna kunoti akazakwatiwa kapena akazakwatira khalidwe azakhala choncho?
You don't care.
Niyo kunoti simmasamala.
You are not worried about that.
Amuna simmadandaula za zimenezo.
So here is a principle to take from here,
Apatu pali mfundo tikhoza kutenga
from the book of Genesis.
kuchokera m'buku la Genesis.
A woman is a human being
Kuna kuti mzimayi ndi munthu
who is made in the image of God.
amene analengedwa mu chifaniziro cha Mulungu.
The Bible says male and female he made them.
Baibulo limanena wamamuna wamkazi adawalenga.
And it also says
Amayankhulanso
when God saw what he had created,
Mulungu ataona china chilichonse chimene anachilenga.
this is the only time you find this word in Genesis. God says it was very good. When God created a woman, it was very good.
Mawu amene mungawapeza amene Mulungu akuyankhula mu Genesis adalenga zimene kuti zinali bwino kwambiri.
So if a woman is also made in the image of God like me,
Ndiye ngati mzimayi adalengedwa mu chifaniziro cha Mulungu ngati ine,
and I ill-treat him,
ndiyeno mzimayi uja ndikumupangira nkhanza,
what am I saying
ndiye ndikuyankhula kuti cha
about God and about myself?
zimene ndikuyankhula zokhudzana ndi Mulungu komanso ineyo.
And I've heard people say this.
Ndamva anthu akuyankhula
God made a mistake when he made a woman.
Mulungu adalakwisa kulenga mzimayi.
I've heard people say that.
Ndamva anthu amayankhula
This world, there were no problems until God made a woman.
mdziko muno mavuto munalibemo kufikira nthawi Mulungu adalenga mzimayi, mavuto anakwepaya mzimayi.
It's not biblical.
Sizona tusizamawa Mulungu
It's
zimenezi.
not true.
Sizona
It's a lie from the devil.
bodza kuchokera kwa mdani.
And that lie is destroying us.
Ndiyeno bodzalo tuli kutisokoneza likutiononga.
Okay. Are there any questions before we finish today?
Pali mafunso ena tisanamalize.
And I remember I said yesterday we never got the chance to ask you questions, or this morning I never got the chance to ask you questions or give you a chance to ask questions. Are there any questions?
Ndiyeno mama wasinja kupaseni mpata uli mufunse mafunso, ndiyeno apa muli ndi mafunso
Or comments?
mafuso kauchokera basi lozicha kapena ndimanga. According to the culture here in Malawi, some of the women, we marry them because of their good behavior. But in this area of keeping the money, I'm still there. If you give them money, like for example, we had another seminar. So whatever that we have got from our business, we give it to them.
About 15 days.
You find that after 15 days, they will communicate to you to say the money is finished. There's no relish. There's no firewood.
That's the mistake. How many times do I receive It's the problem that we don't even manage to accomplish our budget. Because sometimes we save the money for a different purpose, but now we end up using for food because there's no food at home. So it might be good that next time we have this kind of training that the women are also involved in the training.
Listen. Okay, just a minute. Let me just quickly. I grew up in a home where I saw my father and my mother fighting about exactly the same things. And the reason why we had this seminar is exactly because of this. Last year I mentioned how none of us here were taught how to use money when we were growing up. So men are a little bit better, but it doesn't mean that they know more about money than women. It's just that you have had the advantage of handling it more than the women, but it doesn't put you in a better place than them. So we can't blame them when they were never taught. When they were despised from when they were little and they were never given that chance. How can we blame them today? And that's a general statement. But that general statement applies to all men as well. Who taught you to handle money? You never taught them. The truth is, there are some women who are very good at handling money. We know one of them is here. I think it's the same with Margaret as well. And I know Delia from what I hear. She's very good with money. I know Amanda also. In fact, on one of the courses we ran in Wyoming, she was responsible for money for the whole school. So it's not a general statement like women don't know how to deal with money. It's us who causes that setup or that situation because we never give them the chance.
wapase mpata yotagwire ndalama bwinobwino.
I agree with you on one point.
Ndikuvomerezana nanu pa fundo imodzi.
That we all need to learn about these things.
Kuti azimayiso nawo asabwere asaphunzire limodzi.
But it's no time now to blame one another and say, it's because of her, it's because of her. And no, we can't do that.
Sitingamanene kuti ndikupita pansi pa chankazi kasi sazokugwisa ito kwa ndalama ayi.
That's what we inherited from our father Adam, to blame someone all the
Disimene
time.
tinatenga tukwata watu Abrahamu kuti nthawi zonse Adamu nthawi zonse ndikavutika sina kuti koma ndiuyu kuno ndiuyo.
You see? All the time, it's the woman, it's the woman.
Nthawi gambira kale timangoti andizimayi ndinzimayi tisazilole zimenezo.
We need to take responsibility.
Tikuyenera titengepo udindo.
Sorry, we need to watch time.
Already done.
Okay, but quickly then, Taonga, quickly.
I want just to explain like what Shefan is saying to say all of us will learn.
Nthawi zambiri azibambo makamaka generation ya anthu akuluakuluko napezeka kuti azikazi athu sazinzatu.
In the older generation, it has happened that the wives, they are not our friends.
Chifukwa choti mmene tinafotokozera kuti amanena kuti mkazi si m'bale wako.
Like the examples that we gave to say the wife is not your relative.
Komano titapezeka kuti akazi asanduka azinzatu.
But if we can make them, the wives, to be our best friends,
Tikhoza kuwaphunzisa mmene ifeso tinafundisa.
we can teach them the way that we were taught.
Sizofunikanso mpaka noti mkazi uja mwina atekwere nayenso kunonso wenye.
It might not even necessary that the wife can also come to the training.
Mmene taphunzisidwira kunoko tikhoza kukakhala nawo basi ngati zimatheka ndikuwawuzanso kuti mmene zinthu zinaliliwo.
Like for example, after the training, we go back, we explain to them the things that we have learned.
Mina ndinena kuti advantage yoti ukupanga zinthu ndi mkazi wako, mkazi uja amapezeka kuti mwina sosuma mulipira komano amapezeka kuti akuthandiza.
The advantage of involving your wife in your business is that you are not paying your wife, but she's the one that is also helping you in
Komanso
the business.
business ija iwe ukamwalira simaferapo.
And if you die, the business doesn't just stop there.
Business kumalawi kuno emavuta ifoti wina aliyesa amayamba kuyambira pasi.
Most of the time, the businesses in Malawi starting from the bottom.
Imakhala kuti tikuyambira pasi wina aliyesa kuyamba auchita kuyamba.
It's like we are starting the business.
Komano titakhala kuti mkazi uja akutha zimene ifeso akupanga nawo business ija.
But if it can happen that the wife is also involved in the business,
Iwe ukamwalira
when you die,
mkazi wako akhala pamene paja.
the wife will continue
Mkazi
the
akhoza
business.
kuphunzisanso mwana.
The wife will even taught the
Kuti
children.
payepo banja lako likutukuka.
That means the family will go forward.
Malingana ndi nthawi ndikoyimira pamenepo.
Mwachangu changu. The problem that most of the men they have, most of the men, we don't look at the women and see them that they have the needs as a woman. And you don't even manage to get some of the money and give it to her so that it can meet her needs. We just budget for her to say this is for firewood, this is for relish, this is for flour. Then you make the wife even also to budget from the same budget that you have done it, to make extra budget so that it can meet her needs. And sometimes it's because we are not even buying them chitenje. It might happen these days, there are businesses that people are selling it, they will say, I'll be collecting 20 kwacha every day.
Komano tika mena nenera taonga kuti tika khala pansi.
The way Taonga has explained to say if we sit down, explaining to the wife to say this is how much I get every month. So to communicate to her to say this is how much I'm taking it out for my transport. And this is for my lunch after eating. This is how much you can use for your own needs, my wife. And this is how much we use it here at home. And this will keep for emergency. If you meet the needs of the woman, your money will be protected. But because you don't meet the needs of the woman, that's why she steals from you.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to ask Delia to finish with prayer and then we go home. Thank you very much for coming. We meet again tomorrow, same time. Please come in.